A little while ago, I made a video detailing my admiration and appreciation for the music of Coheed and Cambria, my favorite band. At that time, the band had released 10 total albums, all of which I've listened to dozens of times over and have varying amounts of love for, mostly ranging from, hey, this ain't bad, to, the universe itself is speaking to me through this chorus and thusly have I ascended from this mortal plane. Writing that video's script, I knew that Coheed was actively working on a new record, but I had no idea when I could reasonably expect its release. Imagine my surprise, then, when they began to drop singles and begin promotion of their 11th record, titled The Father of Make Believe. Hype continued to mount as we approached the March 14th, 2025 release date, and each newly released song only added to my excitement. Not since the days leading up to the initial drop of No Man's Sky was I so excited for a sci-fi release. I was locked in. And thus finally did the album premiere. But how would it stack up? Where would it rank among all their great works? How would the third entry in the Vaxa series measure up to everything that came before it? It was time to find out. So I came home from work that day, and I did the same ritual that I always do for every Coheed release. I sat on my couch in that quiet evening, put my headphones on, closed my eyes, and let the music wash over me.
Oh shit.
One of the main topics in my original Coheed video is the band's ability to change their sound as they and their musical styles evolve. That's certainly been the case in their Vaxa series of records, of which I mentioned this is the third. The group's initial records had a clear punk rock feel which would transform into their iconic nu metal sound that they're most commonly identified with. The Vaxa saga is a little bit different. While still featuring their share of heavier tunes, these albums have been much more experimental in nature. They've branched out quite a bit, accentuating much more diverse instrumentation and songwriting. With each of the previous two records of this planned pentalogy pushing the envelope even further every time, how does this most recent outing stack up amongst them? Well, I mean, you saw the title. I'm sure you can parse it together. The Father of Make Believe is largely a continuation of the changing identity of Coheed's sound. In fact, I'd argue it's the furthest departure from what we quote-unquote know them as since The Color Before the Sun. There's a wide variety of music contained in its almost hour-long runtime, and while some of its contents hit a little harder than others in my opinion, it all culminates into a fantastic new addition into the long-running Coheed and Cambria library. We'll start quietly and look at the record's soft, reflective acoustic ballads Corner My Confidence and Yesterday's Lost. They act as emotional reflections on the love and appreciation that lead singer and frontman Claudio Sanchez holds for his family, something that he's spoken about and referenced a ton recently. Specifically, the concept of death and leaving behind loved ones is alluded to often in various songs, with these two acting as some of the more overt examples.
Will be the last place I came so close to be the one you chose.
There are also more energetic rock offerings such as lead singles Searching for Tomorrow and Someone Who Can, which are two of my absolute favorites and seem like perfect onboarding songs for new fans to latch onto. I rock with these so heavy, in fact, that I've actually used them both as outros in two other videos of mine. How's that for a ringing endorsement? Some have mentioned a hope that Coheed will return to their nu metal, thrashy roots like some of their earlier albums, and should therefore be happy to hear Blindside Sunny and Play the Poet, songs that appeared back-to-back on the album and serve as the most intense, mosh-worthy pieces on the record. These two aren't necessarily my bag, simply because I'm not as into that kind of harsh sound and prefer more melodic tracks, but there's no denying that these two songs have a freneticism and fire that is unmatched by any song on this album, or really any of their recent ones. There are also more straight-ahead rock songs like Mary of Mercy, One Last Miracle, and the title track The Father of Make-Believe that all stand out as highlights for various reasons. And they all lead into the 4-part continuum suite to end the album. Coheed's done these kinds of album-ending movements before, like the Willing Well collection and Gabesive, and the 5-part ending to No World for Tomorrow. My hot take for this video is that the continuum is potentially the best of all of these anthologies, as it spans multiple musical flavors and stays engaging the whole time. A head-banging heater, an anthemic call to action, a folksy, lilting flow,
Oh, it feels so strange to watch life pass me by without so much as a whisper. Well, so it goes.
and for the second straight album, a sweeping orchestral melody to see us out. Every second of the Continuum suite is absolutely enrapturing, and it really ties a perfect knot on the whole affair. It's a Coheed album, so you know we gotta talk about the lore at least a little bit. I won't lie, I'm not exactly a Rhodes Scholar when it comes to dissecting the inner workings of the story and the song lyrics, and I didn't shell out for the novella because, like most millennials, I'm a blown tire away from living out of a cardboard box. Still, I can work out that this record deals with our protagonist Vaxis coming to terms with and harnessing his powers, while also featuring some characters that we haven't seen in quite a while. No spoilers beyond that. Feel free to go find out more from people who actually know what they're talking about. But suffice to say, Vaxis' story is really starting to get interesting, and I'm very excited to see what happens next. This album is phenomenal. It's easily my favorite of the Vaxis series and comfortably fits in the top 4 or 5 records Coheed has ever put out, in my opinion. I'm so impressed by this group's ability to develop their sound further without ever losing the heart and flair that makes them them. It's a perfect marriage of past and present, combining the proggy riffs that brought the band to prominence with the bold new direction and experimentation that they're increasingly building on. If you're already one among the fence, you'll likely really dig this new direction. And if you're not, this is a great jumping on point to get involved with Coheed and Cambria and see what you've been missing out on. Thanks for watching this quick one. I appreciate it. People have been asking on my original Coheed video for a little album review, so I thought I'd put that together right quick. Feel free to check out some of my other videos if you are so inclined, and keep an eye out for stuff that I have got in the chamber finishing up as the summer continues. And as usual, I never know how to end these, so have a great day, great summer, enjoy the weather where you are, and yeah, bye.